Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. And so I'm trying to get the content out there, and thank goodness, right, that I'm not flooded with love and marriage Huntsville nonsense and drama, because sometimes it get kind of hectic. And I've been telling y'all I'm trying to talk about more topics, and one of those topics are definitely going to be Sean Diddy Combs, because he's a narcissist, and I want to just break down and dissect some of his past, but we're going to be doing that in future videos. In this video, I want to talk about him getting arrested and basically being denied bond and having to sit in jail until his next court date. So this article, shout out to USA Today, posted Sean Diddy Combs denied bail after pleading not guilty to trafficking charges. And I spoke about this earlier over on my live. I don't know if some of you guys got a chance to watch it. But in some of those documents, they were talking about finding thousands of bottles of baby oil, and it's just a lot. Okay, it's a lot going on when it comes to the diddler and these freak offs, and there is going to be an interesting rest of the year with exposing all of this information. And I don't know if he is actually going to be able to get away from these charges like he's managed to do all of these years. So it states federal authorities are charging Sean Diddy Combs with racketeering, X trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. And you guys have to excuse me, I have to say the words like this, but it says, according to an unsealed indictment against him by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York Tuesday, the details of Combs' arrest indictment have been revealed that the music mogul, who was the subject of a ex trafficking investigation and a pair of federal raids, was arrested in New York City on Monday. The producer was taken into custody based on a sealed indictment. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams announced on social media, noting prosecutors would have more to say after the indictment was made public Tuesday morning. According to the 14-page indictment filed in the federal court on September the 12th, Combs turned his multifaceted business empire into a criminal enterprise in which he and his associates engaged in kidnapping, arson, and I could say physical violence, trafficking, and forced labor, among other crimes. Multiple AR-15 pow-pows, large capacity magazines, evidence of the crimes in the indictment, in over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant were discovered during the raids, said Williams at the press conference Tuesday. Tuesday, we shattered any false notion of impunity as we uncover the defendant's alleged pattern of manipulation, exploitation, and outright abuse, said HSI New York Special Agent in Charge Williams S. Walker in a statement. Make no mistake, we are here today only because of an unwavering strength of victims and witnesses who have already endured unspeakable hardships. So it speaks about Diddy being denied bail after pleading not guilty. It says, standing before a U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin, and can't I can't really pronounce that that last name, and I don't want to butcher it, but it says Tuesday afternoon, Combs pleaded not guilty to the 3 charges against him following Combs' arraignment hearing, denied the rapper bail. Well, I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I skipped the name, but that person, or Judge Robin, denied the rapper bail and ruled he must remain in custody as he awaits trial. And it's crazy because I'm thinking he was going to have to stay in custody until his next court date. But I mean, it says he's going to have to remain in custody until he awaits his next trial. So court junkies, get in the comment section and let me know, does that mean he's going to have to sit in jail like we see the YSL trial happening? Get in the comment section, please. It says, in court, Williams referred to a letter his office sent to Tarnowski on Tuesday, in which he asked her to consider detaining Combs because if released, he remains a serious risk of flight despite the conditions offered by his counsel and is at a significant risk of obstructing justice. Combs' attorney, Mark, told the judge that actual activities described by the prosecutor was consensual. Does everybody have experience with being intimate this way? No. Is it ex trafficking? No. Not everyone wants to be there. So I'm assuming he's saying that Diddy is involved in freakiness in this way, but it was all consensual. Okay. It also says, we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney Office. It also states Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years been building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. So, some of the charges, and I'm just going to read a little bit more here. It says Combs was arrested on the count of trafficking, one count of racketeering, and one count of transportation to engage in prostitution. According to the indictment, federal prosecutors alleged Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others to fulfill his sexual desires in a recurrent and widely known pattern of abuse. And it also says they claim, it also said, I'm sorry, I lost my place. It also says Combs' abuse, they claim, range from emotional and verbal to physical and sexual. Prosecutors alleged his criminal enterprise included trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and incitement to engage in prostitution. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know how many of these words I can say. It's like back to back to back to back. Okay, so kidnapping, bribery, drug offenses, arson, among other crimes, which I read a lot of that earlier. It also says he manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial ex-workers to ensure their participation. Combs would distribute Uggs like, I don't want to say all these because I know for a fact I'm going to get limited for those because I've said them before and got limited, but you guys can see here on the screen, and I'll actually even highlight some of them. And then it says, and control their careers or leverage his money, threatening to cut off financial support and using intimidation and violence. It also says women were lured into his lifestyle under the pretenses of a romantic relationship. According to the indictment, the rapper would send victims into hiding for, in some instance, days at a time to conceal their abuse. And when they attempted to flee, Combs would send employees to them. And it's crazy because isn't that what Kim Porter, or what was stated happened to Kim Porter? He beat her so bad and she had to like stay in a room for like days. So nobody really ever got a chance to see the abuse that happened to her physically. And obviously maybe people that were like close to them, and shame on them for not helping that woman and assisting that woman. But like I'm just talking about the outside world. So this last part, it says prosecutors allege that since at least 2008, Combs punched, struck, drugged. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. And kicked various women. The indictment also alleges the abuse extended to his employees and witnesses to this abuse. Employees, including security, household staff, and assistants, were also used to cover up his abuse with commercial operation. And the indictment says. It also states in other instances, he allegedly kidnapped an individual at unpoint or pow point to facilitate breaking and entering into the residence of another in 2011. He set fire to that same person whose resident it was vehicle by slicing open the car's convertible top and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside of the interior. I've never had that cocktail, you guys. It states the indictment echoes events alleged by Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a since settled lawsuit in November, in which she accused the producer of blowing up rapper Kid Cudi's car. I did not know that. During their attendance at Paris Fashion, y'all, I am flabbergasted reading this, by the way. During their attendance, because I was born, like, I'm literally the end of the 90s babies. Like, I've always heard the stories, but we never really had any standing anything, right? So to me, like, I'm just really flabbergasted. But it also says during their attendance at the Fashion Week in February 2012, Combs told Cassie he planned on blowing up his car and wanted to ensure he wouldn't, and wanted to assure he wouldn't be nearby, per the complaint. Cuddy's vehicle allegedly exploded in a driveway around this time. Like, wow, Kid Cudi. So yeah, there's a lot more to this, you guys. If you want me to finish reading this, let me know. Because we'll break it down more on a live video. But I also wanted to show you guys this. Now, this was reported on NBC News, and it states what to know about Combs' arrest. So obviously that we read over his charges multiple times. It says at a hearing in Manhattan, Combs pleaded not guilty, and his bail was denied. So we know that the charges are tied to freak-offs and coerced X acts and orchestrated, recorded other things that the federal people have. Okay. And then a bail appeal hearing has been set for tomorrow afternoon. And Combs has faced a wave of lawsuits. So yeah, so basically the most important thing to me is this right here, and it's the fact that a bail appeal hearing has been set for tomorrow afternoon. So he basically appealed the court's decision to not release him. So I'm going to end the video off with this video right here. I want y'all to get in the comment section. Okay. Let me know what you guys think of all of this. I think it is absolutely crazy, but I don't know if he's going to be able to break away from this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you guys are up to date each and every time that I upload. Did you figure out the